Yeah, dude, the girlfriend with red hair. Yeah, man. I got to do like a whole video on this, bro. Like this is just it's just so much happened, dude. It's just yeah, I mean, like the long and short of it, like things were really really great and you know, she knows my lifestyle and I started to kind of keep it from her and I started to kind of I think, you know, I started to kind of mistreat the relationship, kind of just like taking it for granted, I guess. And then a pregnancy happened. And then at that point, I was like, all right, well, I'm in it forever now. And then the baby was lost. And that was brutal. And when that happened, like my whole world like tore down, like fell apart. And ultimately I just yeah, I mean I gotta do a whole video on this because there's I've made it like my whole life not having any like close calls, not having any like no girls, going to get like the baby dead, abortion or whatever, like no STDs, like none of that stuff. And yeah, I mean, I'm like a family guy. Like I grew up with a good family, you know what I mean? And like my family's like hit some fucking rocky areas here and there and like, my parents split up eventually. My mom like fucked up, which is like kind of like the story everyone knows too well, right? Nowadays. But and that really hurt. And that's a whole video and a half in itself, which is part of me having a channel is I want to share with you guys what's like who I am, what's going on with my life. But yeah, dude, like and then she just like unraveled, bro. And like she just like I saw like her true colors, you know what I mean? And like I tried so hard to like keep it together and like not let it fall apart and like make it so would that it would last. And it seemed like she just kept hurting me and trying to hurt herself and just putting me in a place that I just wasn't willing to get put back in by anybody. And for whatever reason, and like I was forgiving and I was like, you know what, like we can get through this, like we can do this, even though like you like are breaking down all the time and like having a conniption or whatever. It's like I'm strong enough for that. That's not that big of a deal. But after long enough, it's just like, dude, like you're talking to me in a way that sounds like you don't respect me. Like you're treating me in a way that makes me feel like I could do better. And so then I just stepped out, excuse myself. But that's a tough one, man, because like I've been away from the USA for a little while. When I go back, like I know how it's gonna feel when I like hit the air and it's just like, damn, like she's around here, you know what I mean? It's like it can be kind of tough in that way. But that's part of the karmic debt, bro. Like that's why like I tell guys, like, you don't want to just like chase pleasure. You don't want to just like chase girls. Like I got really good at the cold approach thing and it led me down a road where like now like pretty much every single city I go to in various different countries, I have ex-girlfriends, or like every corner of the internet that I could travel, I'm gonna like come across an ex-girlfriend. And like it's like like the ex-girlfriends who get married, like good for them, I'm happy. The ex-girlfriends who don't, it's brutal. It's like, wow, you're in your 30s, you're not married, like sorry if I fucked you up, like sorry that like you thought that we were gonna be forever because like you fell in love with me because I got us there, you know what I mean? Like, and again, like there's just two adults in the room at the end of the day, but like karmic debt's a real thing. And then like other aspects, like having had so many girlfriends, like last 2 summers ago I lost 2 girlfriends in a span of 2 weeks. They died. Like they weren't my girlfriend at the time, they were ex-girlfriends. One was married, but like I haven't spoken to either one of them. One of them I spoke to in like the last few years, the other one I hadn't spoken to for like 5 or 6 years, and they died in like the span of 2 weeks. And it was like, dude, like that shit hurts. Like that physically hurt me, and it was hard like that's my karmic debt. When I talk about karmic debt, that's what I get for developing all those relationships. So on, on the side, on one side you have a strength, but on that, it's like a double-edged sword. Like then there's the weakness sitting in the shadow. And so like, and the weakness isn't always like what's considered to be a weakness. A lot of times it's, you know, it's pain. It's pain. And so, yeah, I mean, once you've kind of, and a lot of guys out there are like, oh, I wish I would trade it I would trade it any day to have your like sexual exploits. Like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, that's not what it's about. Like, trust me. Like, when you've reached the number, like the other day, I made a video where I was walking down the street with my girl here, Hong Hong, and like she asked me, because she wanted to ask me, she's like, how many girls have you been with? And I told her, I was like, a lot, like a fucking lot. And like a lot. And I say it in the video or whatever. Like, and I added it all up, and it's like that's not good. You know what I mean? Like I'm proud that I am who I am. I'm proud that I have this knowledge, that I'm like capable of saying like that is an aspect, like that may not be a part of trauma, that may not have been a result of trauma, but there's trauma in there. Like there's a lot of bad things that happened. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, man, thank you for asking. That's a sick question. Like I love that you asked. Probably you just like were following or whatever, like thought she's super hot, which like, yeah, yeah. But maybe you liked her for whatever reason. I'd like to know like what you guys think about, these people who are part of my life who I share with you guys. And I plan to go back and like clip some stuff. Dude, I had like a whole hard drive of videos with her where it was like talking about game and talking about pickup and how we met, talking about like how to take off a bra super secret way with like one hand, which like I made another video on that. I made that video like 5 times in my life and just never produced it. I've literally made videos for this so many times and just never produced them because I just didn't feel like it. And I just wasn't there yet. And so anyway, so like at one point she like just like took my hard drive and just like annihilated it, like literally just like threw it in like the fucking sink, and I lost it all. And I was like, why did you do that? Like, and I wasn't even upset about losing the footage. It was just like, why did you do that? Like, what are you doing? And she's just like, I hate you. Do you hate me? Like, what? Like, obviously you're an emotional train wreck. Like, what are you talking about? So, and I think it's hormones too. It's like, dude, I can't imagine like walking into the bathroom and like looking in your pants and like there's like baby blood, like there's like there's like fleshy blood. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like when I saw the photos she sent me, yeah, I like cried, dude, with like my head in my hands, and like immediately told my sister, bro. Like I couldn't even hide it. I just like broke down. Like, it's brutal shit, man. But yeah, let's keep moving on. We can come back. I'm an open book, guys. Like that's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of the channel. Teach you guys some shit from my life that can help you in yours. Or even just entertain you and just give you guys like some positive entertainment. Was she speaking to you like crap in Spanish or English? Hope you'll be. I don't think she spoke any English really. She didn't really speak English, bro.